Okay guys, you're very welcome along here to another video for Zero Waste, Zero Taste. We've been asked, I thought we'd finished the videos and everything else. I hope you can hear it because we're outside. But a load of people have texted and messaged in and rang me about would we be able to do mussels and everything else. I have a very, very good friend, Jimmy and Kathy, who own quite a large mussel farm when the tide is out in a place called Maharay, Tarman, up here in Donegal. So they got me some beautiful fresh mussels there this morning. So I'm just going to do a quick video on them. I'm going to do a quick video on them and show you exactly what's involved. Okay, so all of here I've got a little bit of butter. I've got my beautiful mussels there, which I've debearded, which is the little string that's in the middle. You just pull it off, give them a good wash. A little bit of sea salt, a little bit of dill, a little bit of cracked black pepper, some white wine, some cream, and then I have two types of onion here. One type is fine, I just said two types there. I have some garlic chopped here and some chilies for the garnish at the end. I don't put the chilies into the sauce. I just brought it outside today because it's absolutely stunning. So it's 21.5 degrees. As you can see, I just want to show you that there. That's Portnoo beach. It's 3 miles long of a beach. There is not one single soul on it today. There's so much to do up around here. You know, people say, oh, we have to go abroad, have to go to the continent. Them days are gone for a good 2 to 3 years. I reckon it'll be 2023, 24 before tourism's back to where it should be. But there's going to be savage value in Ireland this year, so there is, because there was 10 million tourists last year came to Ireland. This year there won't be 100,000, so there won't. There's going to be so many holiday homes, so many Airbnbs, so many hotel rooms, all the whole way down from the Giant's Causeway, the whole way down to you know, Tramore in Waterford. You have all up along Offaly, Shannon Bridge, all up along there. My brother lives up there. It's absolutely beautiful. Just find out what you want to do. Have little mini breaks. I have 4 or 5 mini breaks this year. I know it's going to be probably August, maybe September before we're fully open and everything else. But like, I mean, get out there, get booking out, get looking, see what you want. There's so much to do up around here. Like, I mean, yeah, I'll just show you here. That's Arranmore Island there in the distance. That's the whole day out there on the ferry. It takes about 20 minutes to go out on the ferry. You have Inniskeel here in front of us. Another thing can be gone from the, you can walk out across the beach onto it. You have Crawley Head and Fallmore there in the background. You have Mount Errigal away there in the distance. It's probably very hard to see it now and everything else, but it's another day out, so it isn't something else to do. You have Slieve League all there, the whole way down the west coast, Balmullet and Mayo, Connemara, Clifton, all the way down to Arranmore. You know, there is so much out there and there's so many good deals. And ring the small hotels. Like, big hotels usually big prices. Small hotels, you usually can do a deal, and most small hotels are family run, family owned. They'll want to do a deal with you this year. Just ring them up and say, hi, what is your best price? And when you have a hammered out deal, them, okay, say, now give me a really best price. And I guarantee you will get the rooms. We want to get people into rooms. And the chefs who are up and down the west coast are absolutely phenomenal, from the likes of the guys up in the Rusty Mackerel down to the boathouse in Killybegs, right down along the coast, the Key West in Donegal town, also up here in the lake house in Portnoo, the wheelhouse down in Portnoo. That's just up around here, but the whole way down Talbot and Balmold, all fantastic chefs, fantastic restaurants. And there's the places you need to be going. Fine going for the expensive, you know, restaurants and everything else. No need for it. You can eat extremely well in Ireland, and things should be cheaper now. There's millions of prawns frozen because they've no market for them. You know, beef is down because they can't sell the beef because there's no restaurants open. So it'll be great. We'll be able to buy the stuff right this year. We'll be able to sell the stuff right this year. So you get booking your holidays, and there's so much to do. There's cycle tours at the Greenway in Mulranny. We have a beautiful 25 kg up in Letcher here. Do you know, so like, I mean, it is fantastic. Anyways, I'm waffling on a bit. I'll get back to the mussels, okay? So basically I have mussels here that I got this morning. I've debearded them. I'll just see, is that into the wok? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I've got a dry wok there. Absolutely nothing in it. I hope it doesn't blow out. Okay. Into the dry wok. I've no oil in there, no butter in there, no nothing in there. Okay? I bang in my mussels, okay? Into that I put a pinch of sea salt. Okay. Some dill gone in there, some cracked black pepper. Okay, now we leave that there. There's no butter, oils, anything there. Okay, lovely fresh mussels. Have the pan good and hot. Put on your wok there for ages and have it good and hot. Okay. As I say, like, I mean, ring up the smaller hotels, do a booking, book the room. You don't have to book breakfast if you want breakfast. You know, you can get a breakfast in Delhi, that makes it cheaper again. And try and get in your 4 or 5 mini breaks a year. I know last year we went away to Italy and it was lovely in Lake Garda. But at the end of the day, you know, stony beaches. Look at the beach I showed you there, and they're absolutely fantastic. you know, and you know, you can do it. Everyone says rip off Ireland. It's not rip off Ireland. If you do your bit of research, find out where you want to go, and you guarantee if you found somewhere like the Lake House in Portnoo or somewhere like that, you know, we specialise in food. That's what we do. We have a beautiful 18-hole golf course, less than a half mile. I'm less than a half mile from the hotel here, overlooking the beach, overlooking Inniskeil, overlooking the pier where we do fishing and all that. And you know, there's so many things out there. Just do your bit of research where you want to go, and I guarantee if you came to somewhere like us, you know, or any of the small hotels down the west coast, right around by Cork, Kinsale, all that, like, I mean, you will go back the same time. You'll book it again when you're leaving for next year. And if you have your 4 or 5 minute break, but like air travel is going to be actually go through the roof, so it is. Okay, in there, it got me 2 types of onions. Okay, this is called social distancing bowl because there's a divide in the middle. Okay, in with my garlic. Now, if you have a bit of coriander, a bit of basil, great, if you want to put it in. I love coriander in it, but today I'm just keeping it in because I don't actually have it. The smells are amazing. It is a little overcast. It hasn't been as sunny as the last few days, but it's still 21.5 degrees, which is fabulous. Okay, I've that all this in there now. Mussels into a dry pan. There's some cracked black pepper, some dill, and some sea salt. I'm putting in a little bit of bouillon into it. That's a good flavour. I could give a wok and mussels to 100 people, to 100 woks and 100 portions of mussels, and they're all put the exact same thing. It's what season your food is what makes you different than anybody else. Okay, into that I'm adding in about a stock cube, okay, broken up. Okay, into that I have a nice little knob of butter. I'm only putting the butter in now because if I had butter in the beginning when the wok's really hot, the butter would actually burn. So I'm putting the butter in now, and that's only really to enhance the sauce, okay? You can see some of them are starting to open up. Like, it takes more than to cook mussels. Do you know, you can do the same with tiger prawns, do the same whatever you want, okay? Okay, into that I'm putting a little drop of white wine. Have a sample and see it's okay. Okay, like this is super easy to do. It's like, I mean, once you get your mussels, the hardest thing about cooking mussels is actually getting them and cleaning them. But if you can get out, you know where you can get lovely fresh mussels, get them cleaned, put them in your column. They'll hold for 2 or 3 days. Put a damp towel on top of them. Don't soak them in water or anything else. Put a damp towel on top of them. You know, mussels aren't like oysters. Oysters opens a couple of times a day, whereas mussels, you know, don't open that often type thing. So it's the juice from the mussels that makes your sauce really, okay? You have your flavourings in there from your onions and garlic, your and your dillweed, black pepper and sea salt, a little knob of butter, a little bit of white wine in there. You know, and this is lovely. The weather we're having is spectacular. Sit outside, in your garden, overlooking, go to a picnic once you're safe and away from other people, you know. And, okay, that's all in there. They're starting to open up there nicely. The mussels you buy in shop are rope mussels, okay, and they're usually smaller and they're usually the shells are more fragile, and you know they will open up as soon as they hit a hot pan. Where these are actually wild mussels, but you can see them opening up there now. And you know, when you're peeling any mussel that's open, if you're prepping it while you're washing it or debearding it or whatever, if it's open, discard it, okay? Make sure they're all tightly closed before you start cooking them. Van going past there with Albatross Seafoods, they'll be wondering where they get the fresh mussels. They couldn't write it. We're supposed to be gradually getting a reprieve from lockdown and everything else. Look, when it happens, it happens. We're not going to rush into it. The pubs are pushing, but genuinely, you can't do social distancing properly. You know, pubs are going to have to reinvent themselves, and you know, it's a glorious opportunity. I think we should become more like the continent. Like, I mean, our cafe should be allowed to serve a beer. If you want to go in there and have a bowl of chowder in the middle of the day, you should be able to get a beer in the cafe, you know. Like, I mean, the government's cut down VAT rates and put a freeze on actual rates themselves, you know, and let business get back up and running. Like you, the people that's locked down, they used to go away to every year on your holidays, get a holiday at home for the next year or two. That gives us, you know, we'd be buying meat off the farmers, buying fish off the fishermen. That's them up and running. So it's up to each of us to get our own economy back up and running. Besides flying off to Italy, flying off Spain, getting their economy up and running. Okay, so it's very important that we do our bit. you know, everyone in the world's in the same boat, okay? So we have to help ourselves first. Okay, so basically that's Mussels on there. Like, I mean, my cooker is just an ordinary domestic cooker type thing, so okay, it's not as powerful as the ones I'd have in the hotel, and plus there's a good breeze here now, which is blowing the gas, okay? But basically in there, you've seen all my ingredients already. Into that I'm putting a little bit of cream, okay? Not a lot. A little bit of cream. Now again, it's a one pot dish. You know, everything's in the one pot. You have a little bit of garlic bread ready to go into your oven. And that's Mussels for you. Like, I mean, everyone that comes to our hotel, the Lake House, and to say, oh, the Mussels are fabulous, and nice Mussels I've ever tasted and everything else. This is exactly the recipe we do. I don't put chilies into it when I'm cooking it because it makes the sauce too hot, and as mussels are very delicate, I like to kind of keep the integrity of the mussel and the sauce and everything else. But I do put a few chopped chilies on the end, A, for colour and presentation, and B, if you don't like them, you can take them off because they're only left on top. But B, if you love my chilies, you know, I think they're a nice addition to the dish and everything else. So you can see them open up there. You know, like, I mean, when this is all over, everyone's going to be looking for a nice little breakaway. People are going to be slow to go back to pubs, back to hotels, whatever. But like, I mean, there is places that you can go to. Like, I mean, there's a beach there 3 miles long. There's actually 2 people on it now, you know. You could put 2,000 people on that beach and you could do social distancing, you know, and that's just one of 100 beaches the whole way down the west coast of Ireland. Like, the pubs were fairly packed before this ever happened at all. Monday to Friday, you go into any pub, there wouldn't be 5 or 6 people in it, you know. It's different in cities like Galway, Sligo, towns like Westport and that, you know, but they're going to have to come up with their own plan and everything else, you know. But the likes of places like this, you know, right up the whole way up to Gweedore, everything right on up into Carrigart, all up there. Like, I mean, beautiful places, loads of things to do, loads of places to get outside, climb mountains, go into forests, go onto islands, you know, take up snorkeling, learn how to dive, play a bit of golf, do a bit of fishing, do a bit of rock climbing. You know, there's so much to be done. And people are so used to being at home now the last couple of weeks with their kids, and they've rediscovered a whole new kind of basically friendship with their kids and things to do, and they're used to being together, and, you know, so just carry that on when this is over. Okay? So as you can see, all my mussels there are kind of opened up. I was waiting for the sauce to boil up a bit more. The longer you boil your sauce, the thicker it'll get, type thing. But you don't want it, A, you don't want it too thick, number one, and number two, you don't want to boil your mussels too much, because the more you boil kind of shellfish or kind of reduce down the sauce, what's going to happen is the more it's going to toughen up your shellfish and everything else. Okay. So that's doing there. I'm just going to cut a few bits of chilli and a bit of I had to use my chopping board to protect the flame. So I'm just going to cut them here, okay? As I say, it's been a spectacular spell of weather. Imagine having to go through all this in November or December, in lockdown and everything else. It would be that great. Okay, so basically that's my mussels. You can see they're open there. Juice coming out of them. That's come up to a simmer or whatever, you know. So get on your laptop this evening, and, you know, like, I mean, air travel is going to be hugely expensive after this as well, you know. No one's factoring that in. Like, a lady, we were on this forum last year because we were in Bella Italia, and a lady was on it this year saying, oh, she'd have to be thrilled that Bella Italia are so good to give the same prices next year as they did for this year. Next year she sort of fell off because you get for half nothing because nobody will be travelling there, you know. And then the airfares are going to go through the roof. So, like, I mean, to get there alone could cost me nearly $2,000. You know, so, like, I mean, for this year, maybe next year, you know, think local, think Ireland. You know, you can be most places within 3 to 4 hours, you know. You know, get your roof rack, your box, your little trailer at the back, and put everything you want in. Get your bikes in there, kids' bikes in there, their snorkeling gear, their swim gear, whatever you want. And go to places and look at, if the first hotel doesn't accommodate you and say, oh no, we want X, Y, Z, hang up and say, thanks buddy, you know, but I'm going to try somewhere else. And you will get deals. If you push it, if you bargain, you will get deals. I know if you ring our hotel today, the lake house, I know the boss lady will answer the phone that's diverted to her phone, and you know, she's not going to let anything slip through her fingers. You know, if she gets somebody that's interested coming up here for a weekend, I guarantee if you come for one weekend, you'll come back regular, so you will. The food's amazing, the scenery's amazing, the activities are amazing, you know, so. Okay, that's coming up to a boil there now, so knock off that gas there, okay? I don't put a thing in there. Into a nice bowl. Okay, that's a nice portion of mussels there. Nice bit of sauce. I put on a few chilies for a bit of colour. Nice bit of lemon. And a little bit of garlic bread. Now, if you got that with a glass of wine sitting outside, wouldn't you be extremely happy? So, basically guys, just once again, that's our mussels. It wasn't a huge portion of mussel, but like, I mean, that there's a good portion, and I've got loads left over here in my wok. So in all, in that kind of half ice cream container of mussels, there's a good 4 portions. Just back again to our beautiful beach. Again, not a single sinner soul on it. 3 miles of heaven, one man, 3 miles of bliss. Okay, so guys, get on your laptop this evening, start browsing the whole west coast. Clare, Galway, Mayo, Sligo, Leitrim up into Donegal, you know, absolutely spectacular. Thanks guys.